everybody, and welcome to another video with tips and tricks on how to improve your riding. This time I would like to share a little clip of my own riding. Last weekend I was lucky enough to join a weekend clinic with my trainer Bent Branderup in the Academic Art of Riding. I wasn't sure beforehand if I could make it or not, because it was exactly 6 weeks since I gave birth, and I think I had not sat on a horse more than 10 times. But the horse I usually do groundwork with was sick, so I had to take my riding horse Fitzer, and ended up having 2 really good riding lessons. And I would like to share a little bit of my own experience from those lessons. In the Academic Art of Riding, we've been experimenting a lot in the last year with the seat and with the pelvis. As trainers, we have all been measuring the distance between our seat bones and found out that there are massive differences from person to person, and also that it has a huge effect on how you use your seat bones in the riding, and how that affects the position of your pelvis on the back of your horse, how that affects the position of your spine, and so on. So it has been a really interesting journey, and we are definitely not finished with those experiments. And as I also have a background in centered riding, where we speak a lot about the use of the seat bones and the position of the pelvis as well, it has been really interesting for me to approach it from a different perspective and to get some new ideas in this topic. So during my clinic with Bent, we placed the pubic bone, which is the arch in front of the pelvis, and the tailbone, which is the coccyx bone at the back of your pelvis. And we've been playing with the direction of those and how that affects the position of the pelvis and the seat bones, which has been a really interesting journey for me. One of the main discoveries that we've made is that I wouldn't say abnormally large, but I have quite a lot of space between my 2 seat bones. The average distance for a woman is 12 centimeters from the middle of one seat bone to the middle of the other one. And I have 16 centimeters apart. The average size baby head is 11 centimeters, so in the normal female it fits perfectly, and it means that for me giving birth was relatively easy because I have more space between my seat bones, so there is more space for a head to fit through. There are also women who have only 6 centimeters of space, and you can imagine that that can be quite difficult to get a baby head squeezed through. But also the position of the seat bones in the saddle really is different between somebody with very narrow seat bones and very wide seat bones. So to find a good position in your pelvis, you want to be able to balance your seat bones on kind of an even surface. If your saddle is too narrow and your seat bones are too wide, it means your seat bones will fall to the sides of the seat and you will actually sit more on your pubic arch, which is what we call riding on your crotch. And as some women of you probably have experienced yourself, that is very uncomfortable to do that for a longer time. So with a wider distance between your seat bones, you also need a wider saddle or a wider flat surface on the seat of your saddle to be comfortable in. If you are very narrow in your seat bones, you can balance yourself more easily on a narrow seat without falling with your seat bones to the sides and riding on your crotch. So in this lesson, I'm riding on the Branderup schooling pad, which is a bareback pad that can be adjusted with the padding both to the bottom, to the back of your horse, and to the top, to your bottom. So I have filled it up in a way that my seat bones are nice and balanced, and I feel comfortable having enough filling between my upper legs. Now what we're playing with here in this part of the lesson, in the warm-up walk, is a little bit with the side movements. And if you want to ride a side movement, there is different things you can think about in your seat bones and in your pelvis. In the centered riding, we would say turn your center a little bit in if you want to do a shoulder in, and take your upper body with you. Right now we are thinking, for me, to think about bringing my tailbone out in the shoulder in and bringing my tailbone in, so pointing my tailbone to the inside of the spine of the horse in the quarter in. And as you can maybe see in the video, that works really well. So here you see the quarter in coming up again, where I just think of every step swinging my tailbone a little bit to the inside, like a happy doggy wagging his tail to the left, while keeping my balance over my 2 seat bones. But what it makes happen is that it rotates my inside upper leg a little bit more towards the horse, making his shoulder hollow. And in the shoulder in that's coming up here on the next long side, I think my tailbone swinging a little bit out. Not moving my point of weight different, not loading one seat bone different, but the swinging out of my tail allows my outside leg to swing a little bit more free, to give the horse a little bit more space in the outside of his ribs. So here we have another quarter in coming, and all I do is just think tailbone in. And it is such a cool feeling when you feel that your tail and the tail of the horse basically are a reflection of each other. I just figured it would be nice to share a little fragment of my own riding after speaking in so many videos about how to improve your own seat and posture. So even though it's only been 6 weeks since I gave birth and this is only a warm-up walk, I hope you got a nice little impression. In the next videos that are upcoming, I would like to shift the focus from the rider to the horse. So if you have any training related questions that you'd like to share and you'd like me to answer, please send me your questions by email. You can also send me a short video of the problem so that I can comment on it in a public video like this. Send it to this email address. And of course, you're super welcome to join my newsletter and stay tuned of all upcoming interesting information. All right, bye.